welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to sit down with you guys and analyze our 2024 spending. I have my computer in front of me because I put all of my information into Excel and we're gonna take a look at it. I do have my budget planner here where I have my 2024 budget, my 2024 sinking funds, everything that I kind of thought would happen in 2024. If you guys know me and you've been following me for a while, you know that I typically am a paper and pen type of girl, but the accountant in me really desperately needs to analyze information on a computer sometimes. And so I'm gonna show you how I compiled everything that is in here on to an Excel sheet, and we can kind of put together a game plan for what needs to happen in 2025. I'm planning on filming some of my 2025 setups very soon, but before I do that, I wanted to take a look at what we actually spent in 2024. A huge thing that I think a lot of people miss when it comes to budgeting is it's not enough to just put together a budget. Sounds great, it's a great first step, but if you want to really know what you're spending, you have to be tracking what you're actually spending, and then you need to start analyzing it and seeing, is my budget realistic? Is my budget what I'm actually spending? If not, you need to make adjustments, and that's one reason why I wanted to go ahead and sit down and do this. I feel like it'll be helpful for me so that I know what to budget for in 2025, but I also feel like it may be useful for you guys to see. So this is gonna be a very vulnerable type of moment. It's gonna be everything we've spent from January through November. December we're currently in, and I didn't wanna skew anything with super small numbers, so we're not gonna look at December. But let me go ahead and try and figure out how to get my screen recorded while we are here, because I want to put it in at this moment. So let's see, I need to do Shift Command 5. Shift Command 5. There we go. And let me just do it so you guys can see the majority of my screen here. Okay, so I think that's going to work perfect. So Sarah, put it here. Okay, so, and hopefully I can figure out how to undo it. Oh, I see. Okay, so you probably see my screen over here. I took all of my variable expenses and all of my sinking funds, and I put in what the monthly amount was. So you see that January through November, I totaled it up and then I averaged it. And when I did the average, I did it over 11 months because again, we're not including December. You can see December is in yellow. So let's start with variable expenses. For electric, I thought that budget-wise, it would be around $50 per month. When you take a look at what our average was $94. So instead of budgeting $50 every single month going forward, I need to start doing more like $100. A couple of different options that you have when it comes to some of these utilities that can be, sorry, we have someone going by. When you have some of these expenses or utilities that are variable, you can do one of three things. One, you could just guesstimate, which is typically what I've done. You can also put together a sinking fund, and let's say instead of guessing, you can take a look at what the spending was and put a total of, our total so far up till November was a little over $1,000. So you could split that by 12 and put in a sinking fund, and then some months are gonna be low. For example, I think our lowest month was $61 in October. The low months will kind of offset the higher months. Or you can do, which is something that I did recently, is I took all of our utilities, so electric and gas, and I added another 3% on top of what we spent in 2024. And that is what I'm going to be budgeting in 2025. Okay, so those are some options there, but just to give you a little background there, I know our electric, we were under budgeted because again, I think I budgeted $50 for both electric and for gas per month, and it ended up being almost double that. In terms of gas, you can see the total for gas was $5.83. The average was $53. So doing $50 per month would be pretty average when it comes to that. But if you take a look at like February and March, those, well, I guess January, February, and March when it's coldest here, those were the highest months for us. So during that time, we would have been over $20 or $40 over budget. So I think, again, electric and gas, I've already determined that going forward in 2025, I'm just going to add 3% to what we paid in each month, and that's what I'm going to budget. That way it's really, really close to what we should anticipate getting billed for. Next is gonna be groceries. So in 2024, I decided I was going to budget $1,000 per month for groceries. And I thought that that would be like really dramatic and that there's no way that we would get anywhere close to that. But if you take a look at our spending, on average, we spent $908 on groceries. There are definitely some months where like we're lower. So I think the lowest month for us was in February when we spent $633. But then there's some months like May and July where we spent over $1,000. When I was piecing this together, I was trying to think like, okay, what happened in these months? I think and the funny thing is, as I'm going through, I don't think we were on vacation, so I don't think that we like purchased extra food or like, you know, duplicates of things because we were on vacation. I'm guessing that we probably had people over and we purchased like steak for everybody or just more like appetizers, or maybe we stocked up on stuff from Costco. That's something that I can definitely deep dive into if I really wanted to know. But with that being said, I typically look at groceries and eating out together because I think, okay, when one month is low, the other is going to be high. And you can see that here. So for example, when we had groceries of $633 in February, our eating out was $563. So you can kind of see the months that groceries are lower, eating out is gonna be higher, which makes sense because if you're not eating at home as much, then you're probably eating out more. My main thing is, when I'm looking at these two, is I would like to keep all food related items under $1,300. And if you take a look at what we spent, you can't see the sum, but it ended up being $1,321. So $1,321 as an average spent for groceries and eating out, which is exactly what I budgeted. So I'm going to keep those exactly the same. There's gonna be months where we have groceries that are more expensive, and there's gonna be months when the eating out is more expensive. And I don't care so much if each category is accurate, just as long as in total they're pretty accurate. One thing that I have to say is, as I was taking a look, I was thinking that over the year, we've probably eaten out less because we really started prioritizing eating at home and having like home cooked meals and only really eating out once a week. And so you can see our highest eating out was in January, February. April was also pretty high. And then they were like lower months. September was higher because of my birthday. September's a big month. We have my birthday, my sister's birthday, Jason's mom's birthday. And I know for a fact we went out to eat and we like split the bill with my sister and her family, even though there were a bunch of other people with us. So that's why that's higher. November, I'm guessing that's higher because we had family in town. And so we went and probably ate out more than usual. So again, it's kind of funny. I would think that in some of these months it would be lower, but I think in reality that $1,300 per month for food is probably exactly where we need to be. So I'm good with that. I think that's gonna be what we stick to in 2025. It may seem like a lot, and I guess I should probably explain this, and I'll do this again in our 2025 budget setups, but our groceries and eating out kind of encompass a lot. So for groceries, it includes Macy's hot lunch because her school does not have a cafeteria. So we do hot lunch, and she gets hot lunch usually about 3 times a week. So we sign up for that like in the beginning of the month, and then she gets, you know, hot lunch at school. It also includes breakfast, lunch, dinner for me and Jason. It includes snacks for the girls, for school. It includes like protein drinks and extras like that. We typically stock up at Costco and get, you know, stuff in bulk. And so it includes that, which can be around here for a while. For eating out, if we treat other people to eating out, we usually include it there. Jason and I also really like to go on like a date night, or we call it we just go to lunch usually like once a week, and we include it in eating out. So it encompasses a lot. I know $1,300 seems like a lot for a family of 4, but I feel like we do have a lot of freedom in that. And if we needed to cut back, we definitely could. Next is gonna be household. So for household, I have been budgeting $200 per month. And as you can see, our average for the last 11 months has been $212. So right on track. There's definitely some months where it's lower, some months that it's higher. I think some of these months, if we had like lower numbers, I would also like purchase something that we've been waiting to purchase. So for example, I got like new towels for my downstairs basement. So things like that. But it seems like we're exactly where we need to be. Next is gas for our car. So I've been budgeting $200 per month, and you can see the average is $169.95. Now I want to see, because some of these can be skewed because of vacations. So we did go on vacation in March, and it looks like I did accurately reflect that. I put that in our vacation sinking fund. And then in July, we went to visit Jason's brother, Zach, and it looks like I did include the gas in our gas variable expense. So that's why that's $272. I am guessing that 175 is going to be the sweet spot for us. So I'm probably going to decrease it and do 175 for gas going forward. Keep in mind, this is gas for my car, Jason's car, and both of our motorcycles. He has a Harley. I have a like Honda moped. And I feel like besides the random vacations that we've taken, we've been kind of in that sweet spot of 175. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Next is unbudgeted. So I don't budget anything for unbudgeted, but this is something that I always have as a placeholder just for random stuff. I did not deep dive into this yet, but I'm definitely gonna take a look and see why we have some random ones here. These could be related to kids' activities. This could be related to like signing up for like Macy's school registration. It could be for signing up for summer camp, those types of things. Because if I don't have money set aside in a sinking fund already for that, sometimes I'll just throw it in unbudgeted. So I'm gonna do a deep dive into that, because really spending $1,800 on unbudgeted and having no category for it is not something that I want to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and deep dive into that. And I think in 2025, I really want to try and eliminate having unbudgeted. If possible, I would like to, like, you know, if I know something's coming up that's kind of outside of our norm, I would like to take that and put it in our next month's budget. So those are our variable expenses. Again, I feel like we're pretty on track, but there's definitely some that I'm gonna adjust in 2025. Next is our sinking funds. So for sinking funds, I took everything we spent from sinking funds, not what I contributed, because I don't think the contributing part matters as much. I wanna see what we actually need. And some of this stuff was really interesting. So for example, activities. On average, we spend about $100 for activities. And this is going to be Mimi's gymnastics, Macy's softball, Macy's cheer. In November, we also paid for the girls to start tumbling. I know in 2025, the girls will be doing tumbling, and I think that's roughly $178 per month. So I'm not gonna be able to do $100 per month for activities. It's gonna have to be higher. And if Macy decides to do cheer again, that's gonna be even higher. If we decide to do softball, it's gonna be even higher. So that's one of those things that it's really hard to pinpoint and really know what to contribute, but I think we'll just have to keep evaluating that evaluating it depending on what's going on. And if Macy's doing cheer, I doubt that she's going to also do tumbling at the same time. That would be a lot. Cheer is a big commitment. So I think in 2025, I'm probably going to have activities set at $200 per month. And if we need to adjust it, depending on what's going on, we'll do that. Beauty, on average, we spend about $56 per month on beauty. So this is gonna be haircuts for me and the girls. This is going to be makeup, face wash, that type of stuff. I think for beauty, I'll probably stick to about $50 per month or just kind of up it depending on what we need. Me and the girls don't go and get our hair done that often. I really don't use much makeup, so it should not be that much. For car insurance, this was kind of eye-opening. So we spent $2,300, almost $2,400 on car insurance. This is for both of our cars and both of our motorcycles. And on average, it was about $215 per month. So right now we contribute $200 per month. So we're definitely going to be underfunded if we keep doing that. The other thing is I want to make a note in 2025 to look at other providers for insurance. We've had the same provider for our entire marriage. So I think over 11 years. And I know from experience with other people and talking about cost of insurance that usually when you switch, you get better deals. So we're definitely gonna have to look into that. Car maintenance, on average, we spent about $150 per month, and that was about $1,600. So I think that's probably exactly where we need to be, $150. I know Jason wants to get new tires for his car next year, so I think we'll just continue doing $150 per month. I think right now, I'll have to take a look. I think right now we do $100, so we need to bump that up. Christmas and gifts. Our total is close to $6,000, and that's $536 per month. So Christmas and gifts encompasses a lot. It's the kids' birthday parties. It includes like any special holidays, Christmas, birthdays. It includes Macy and Mila's friends' birthday presents because we get invited to a ton of birthday parties. So I feel like that's not too bad considering how much is encompassed in there. It also includes like Mother's Day gifts, Father's Day gifts, gifts that we get for Jason's parents and like, you know, nieces and nephews, all of that. So I feel like that's a pretty accurate number. I think we'll stick with the probably 500 range. The clothes is also one of those things that I think is kind of interesting to see. So Jason really doesn't buy many clothes, but me and the girls, we buy quite a bit. So that's gonna be an interesting thing. I'm gonna try and utilize my allowance a little bit more for clothes going forward, just because I'm changing my strategy with my allowance spending. But for the girls, I think we probably need to up their budget for clothes to be more in that $150 range. $100 just doesn't seem to be cutting it anymore. Costco, $6 or $60 per year. That's perfect. Diapers we're not really using anymore. Entertainment and vacation. So this includes all fun stuff that we do with the kids. So going to a movie, going rollerblading, taking them to like fun adventures. It also includes our vacations. So this past year we went to Colorado in the springtime for skiing, summertime to go to the YMCA camp, and then we did random things like I said, go to visit Jason's brother Zach a few times. So we spent almost $8,600 on entertainment and vacation. We have been budgeting $500 per month for that, and you can tell that's severely underfunded. So I think what we need to do is just kind of evaluate like what we're doing, if that needs to be upped. I feel like we don't do extravagant vacations, but when we do vacations, it's easier to rent a van rather than having like buying a van and spending all that money. So again, that's something that I think I might look into more and evaluate if that's something that we need to increase. It definitely seems like our spending is over what like our goal is to be under. Family pictures, we spent close to $800 on family pictures. This is for not only our like annual family pictures, but also like any pictures the girls do with school and activities. We do buy pictures for them like once a year per kid. And then if they're in activities like cheer, we do the pictures for that too. Family pictures are expensive. It also includes if we like, when we do Macy's yearbook every year, and when I purchase new pictures for like our wall. So it's a lot. It's a lot. Home maintenance, we spend about $1,500. I feel like that's pretty good. I think we budget $200 per month, so that's kind of right on track. I'm gonna keep doing it that way because eventually we'll have bigger maintenance things to fund. Subscriptions, this is really just for my Amazon Prime subscription and also my gym membership. Summer camp, it looks like we spent about $1,700, so roughly $153 per month. Crazy, that's how much we spent. In 2025, we're gonna have lots of changes because Mila will no longer be at her like preschool, but we will have to pay for aftercare for her because our school district does not have full day kindergarten yet, and we will need to pay for summer camp for her. So I will have to evaluate that and get an idea of what we are gonna need to be spending for that. Tolls, we're right on track with tolls. I think for a while I was putting in $40 per month, but $20 is just fine because our average spending is $18.42. Trash, it's again roughly $22, so I think we're right on track with that. And then for water, I think I was doing $20 per month, but I upped it to $50, so I think we should be good there. But anyway, those are all of our sinking fund spending. So there's definitely some stuff that I need to do behind the scenes, research a little bit more into some of these balances and really kind of put together a better plan for 2025. There's some categories that we're right on track, like groceries, eating out, we're good there. Nothing needs to be changed, but with some of our life changes, like going on vacations more and with like hosting more birthday parties and having Mila being, you know, starting kindergarten and doing summer camps, like we'll definitely have to reevaluate what we're contributing and just be really mindful of, you know, where we're putting certain balances. So that is it for me. So that is it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed getting to see some of that analysis. Like I said, normally I'm a paper and pen type of girl. I love just, you know, having stickers and writing things down. It feels more like real to me, but every once in a while you need to pull up Excel and make it work. And I feel like this was super helpful, just getting an idea of what our actual spending is. I'm gonna do the same thing with my business budget because I do have everything from Etsy and YouTube and everything. And I just wanna see like what we're spending on certain things with the business. I really encourage you to do the same thing if you have time before you start setting up your 2025 planner. The one I'm showing you here is my 2024 planner, but I do have a planner for sale for 2025 if you are like me and you like to do paper and pen budgeting. I will have a link down below. There's also a discount code if you want to pick one up. We have a lot left over, so we're trying to get them out to you guys before the new year. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed getting to see a little bit of that, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.